You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?
What's going on with you, bro?
Ain't much, man. Same old, same old, same old. Hey,
What's
what,
that mean? What that mean?
same old, man. I ain't been doing the same thing that I was doing last week when you asked me. I knew, man. Ready to get
What's
back home.
what's on your mind when you say it like that? That was just a brief um explanation. Like where your mind at, where your spirit, where your body at.
It's just different. Being in the military for 20 years, I was used to moving. I'm used to moving. That's easy. But this move was different because I wasn't moving to like a new shop. I wasn't moving to a new office. I'm not doing the same things I was doing in moves. I moved to a whole new place. I moved to a whole new place that I know people out here, but it just don't feel like home. You know what I mean? And just because I know it's temporary, that's why it really don't feel like home. You know what I mean? But it's cool. I'm making it. I'm making it. I'm ready to get home. I'm ready to get home. Ready to get home.
I could dig it. So
What's been up out there?
black men, all men in general. If you're rigid, ease up a little bit. Take the lessons for what they're telling you. Get what you need out of it and move on. Like we take on so much and do so much, and as we spoke about before, when we put on this facade as we hard body. So we portray ourselves as humanists, but then how society treats us. We complain. I don't want to say complain, but we get offensive and take personal when we're not treated as such. We got emotions. We all have emotions. You know, if you was taught, shut up, man up, like cut this shit out, we were sent down a road that we shouldn't be going down because we suppressing. We suppressing the emotions of going through the trials and tribulations of our life. And then on top of that, we got to do the same thing when we happy and everything doing good. Why is it?
It's just how we wired, man. It's just what we was taught. The generation right before us, they considered that to be a man's man. You don't complain. Just keep looking forward. Don't show no weakness. And I hate to say don't show no weakness. It's more of a just don't show emotion at all. Don't even get too up. You're not even allowed to get too up as a man. You look on to the next one. And I think we were just wired that way, man. We was taught at a young age, look, you're a man. You're gonna be a man one day. So this is how you should act accordingly.
They were setting us up for failure.
But at the time it wasn't really looked at as being set up for failure because when you think about our parents and our grandparents and the ones before them, their mental health wasn't put out on the forefront or looked at as an issue. Mental health got the word mental health got popular recently,
And it existed us.
but it's been a thing forever. It just wasn't something that people per se talked about or cared about or even thought to ask somebody, yo, how are you doing? Like, yo, I see you got a lot on your plate. How are you doing? Like, how are you handling this? I can't say that I've ever seen anybody ask my dad that growing up. I'm just be honest.
We missed out on emotional intelligence, where what's going on, being able to adapt the right way, not what we was taught, not what was ingrained in us, but being open minded to the aspect of maybe this one way that I was shown, or this one way that I was taught, or what's ingrained in me, not is the only way.
And but I think that's where we are going as a society, and that's why mental health is talked about so much today, because people are noticing, yo, it wasn't a thing that was at the forefront before, and now it seems like, I mean, people are talking about it more. Men and people in general are more secure with showing their feelings, with saying, yo, I need help. Hey, I need to talk to somebody. I feel like it's getting better. It's still not perfect. I guarantee there's somebody that's struggling with something right now that's not speaking to somebody about it. But I think overall the numbers are getting better for those people.
And that's the reason why, I wanted to, sit down with you with this is because the fact that with doing so and processing everything, we were told and still looked at now that you weak if you vulnerable or you show your vulnerabilities. That's a lie. That makes you more strength because adversity builds character. When you go through things, you know what I'm saying, and it go up and down, it's you know what I'm saying, in the middle, or you drop down to that deep, darkest, dampest hole, instead of putting on, you know what I'm saying, that face or putting on that front, adapt. Learn what you need to learn, get what you need to get, and move on. But at the same time, don't beat yourself up. Second guess yourself in thinking about the outside noise, outside influence, or any of that. Because when it's said and done, if you only think and do one way, that's all you know. You miss out. You lose. Being able to adapt to the time, the situation, and the circumstances and keep on moving, that's what builds that strength. That's what makes you, on top of things. And even like if people don't even want to be in your presence in the aspect because you're going through things, you act different, and they have nothing to give you to contribute to that higher frequency, let them be. Let them go. Let
But then,
them be and know that
but
it's
then also,
evidence. It's not yours.
but then also, but then also, don't be afraid to see if they have that energy. See, a lot of people say, well, that person's not going in the direction I want to go to, so I'm not even going to bring my situation to them. But you never know. You never know. Lean on your friends, man. I got a group of friends that I got right now. It's about 7 of us, 7 or 8 of us in this group chat. And the other day, one of the guys, I won't use no names, but one of the guys had posted something disturbing on social media. He said, "Fuck life, fuck this life," or something like that. Dot dot dot. Nobody thought nothing of it, and then a couple hours later, everybody's like, "Yo," we hit the group chat and say, "Yo, you good?" He ain't reply. Everybody trying to call him, he ain't replying. So for like 24 hours, we trying to hit him up, can't find him, can't figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? But then he finally hit us up and he told us all the stuff that he was going through, and it was a really long message. It was a really long message, and I'm like, dog, you was holding all of this in, and you got all 7 of us that you know you could have leaned on, and you was holding on to all of this in your mind. Dog, please, when he actually wound up calling me individually, we all talked in the group chat. But when he wound up calling me individually, I was like, "Hey, dog, you ain't never going through this alone. Like I consider you my people's. Like you my people's. You my brother out here. Like if you going through it, I'm going through it. So yeah, I mean, put that on me sometimes. Sometimes lean on those friends and don't feel like you're gonna be a burden. Don't feel like, oh, well, they probably going through something too. So I don't want to bring my stuff to them. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes just them being an ear for you to just let out stuff is all you really need. to get refocused to get back to your goal of what you was trying to accomplish or what you down about in the first place. So I just want to throw that part out there, man. I think I said it in at least the last two pods, man. Lean on your friends because that's what I've had to do. When you ask me how I've been doing, it's been days that I've been super depressed out here, dog. And what I had to do was lean on my friends, hit you up, hit Luke up, hit Bill. Like I gotta hit my dogs up to like feel like I got something. All right, my friend's here for me. Even if I'm just getting on the phone and just complaining about the day, but somebody listening to me. And that sometimes that's all I need, man. So man, lean into your friends, man. Lean into the people you call family when you're going through stuff too. Don't feel like, hey, I gotta attack all this by yourself. Yes, ultimately they are your problems, are your hurdles that you gotta overcome. But what's wrong with saying, yo, I get a little bit of help. I get on Miley all the time. I sit there seeing her frustrated with trying to tie her shoe or something like that, and she'd just keep on like, yo, just say, Dad, help. Like, help. It's easy, man. It's really easy. But again, it goes back to what you was just saying, Money. We got taught at a very young age.
Things are
Yo,
engraved and it's
you
in,
don't need no help, dog. You help. You asking for help? You good?
and then those of us that are the ones that ask for help. Not only do we not know how to ask for help, but just as you said that it's like if you even like I was just talking about with the vulnerability, if you ask for help and say like you weak, like you're not handling your business how you're supposed to be. But no, I mean it's not. The book was written, but we don't know the content. You don't know it until you go through it. So if you're going through it and you like, man, I want to hit bro up, I want to hit sis up, but man, I ain't trying to. You know what I'm saying? That's embedded in us, but at the same time, like again, like I was saying earlier, get out your own way. You know what I'm saying? We, especially you youngins that's out here, um, get out your own way. Evolve. We that's the fact of aging, getting better. You know what I'm saying? You learn from the trials and tribulations and your mistakes and all that. Taking failure, if you fail or you didn't fail down, you know what I'm saying? As long as you don't give up, that's not a loss. That's a lesson. You know what I'm saying? That's to improve and strengthen you, you know what I'm saying, mentally, physically, you know what I'm saying? And whatever the case the situations be, you experience. So now you know, like, okay, now I know how to move. Now I know how to maneuver. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I was saying earlier, is don't be afraid to be yourself. Do not focus your livelihood on what other people think or how other people are going to look at you for not only doing what you want to do, what inspires you, what's your dream, or how you decide of doing it. If you need to step back or if something ain't for you, then, you know what I'm saying, if they really your people, they going to take into consideration and be like, oh, well, I ain't know that, bro. Or I ain't never think that. So that enlightens them. It opens their mind up and they willing to work and be there for you. Now, if they talking crazy to you, making you feel like a weirdo, you know what I mean, for going through being a human, get them from around you. Separate yourself. Tell you two
Yep.
things that like what is very, very prominent right now, because I'm one of it and going and dealing with it, going through it. Solitude and isolation. When you isolate yourself is to elevate. When it's you by yourself, if it's in the room, if it's looking in the mirror, whatever the case may be, then what you're going through or what's around you, that's for you to get your mind right, learn what needs to be learned, and progress. The solitude, that's taking time for yourself away from any and everybody and getting yourself together, making use of you time. But then there's others that exclusion. Where they excluded from any and everything. That's not where you want to be. That's where you let society, other people, and what's going on dictate and alienate you for not you being who you are, and you're not comfortable with yourself. So now you got all these racing thoughts in your mind and everything. Are you good enough? And that goes mentally, spiritually, and physically too. When you catch on to the fads of what everybody else talking about, how everybody else look, and what everybody else into. Be into what's for you. Not don't be in the in crowd. Don't be a follower at all. Period.
I mean, that's all the world full of right now is a bunch of followers. I mean, whatever's trending at the time, whatever's popular at the time, that's what the world is doing, and it's sad because we're running out of individuals in the world now. Like we're running out of individuals. Like everybody's the same. Every girl look the same. Every girl's aspiring to look the same. Every guy aspiring to look the same. We all wear the same stuff. Is we look like
Drive the
clones.
same
We look
cars,
like
be
we
with the
look like
same people.
we look
Like
like clones.
it's so. Another thing I wanted to touch on, what's popular now and what everybody's talking about being top tier or people being grown men and grown women. You dealing with somebody, if you not complimenting the situation, the person, then you're not who you're supposed to be, or you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Everybody look at it as being selfish and what is in it for me. I'm gonna do this because I want this. I want to be seen. Rather be heard than seen. This whole dating pool nonsense, it's what is toxic, it's nuclear, it's all that. It's all this social media stuff, it cracks me up. So they say, women say, oh, I ain't going 50-50 with nobody, and if you broke, just say you broke, and everybody wants they superficial, they want this money. Look here, you be in a relationship, any type of relationship that you have, if you are not benefiting from each other and making each other better, it's a waste of time and energy. That's not even just with the opposite sex, that's with anybody. Why deal with somebody if you're only trying to get something out of them? Why deal with somebody if it's always draining you? Why are you wasting each other's time and energy? It ain't even got nothing to do about finance. But if you want to talk about the finance, if the man's supposed to be take care of any and everything, then what does he have left if she decides to bounce? With her money, then what's she doing? This podcast said earlier when she got on dude, and then she like, well, if he's a top tier man, he's supposed to support the woman's dreams. That's a lie.
That's crazy.
It's a team. It's for the team. It's what's our dream. What are we aiming to?
That's crazy.
Not you. What I'm gonna do any and everything and show and prove to you I'm a top tier man because I'm making sure your dreams come true. What about my dreams? What are my inspirations? What do I come in at? It should never be about me. It should be about us. That's what people got everything messed up at. And then, like I said, this 50-50 thing. Again, the fact the finances, talking about that ain't all what comes with having a relationship or a marriage or whatever you want to call it with anybody. It be sometime that whoever you encounter with who's involved in a relationship, the same percentage is not always going to be the same. Anybody can give 80 to 20 to 15%, and somebody 25, 75%. Like, you fill in where you need be. Y'all mix and match. Like you pop up and you do what you need to do for when that time comes. Who count? What you counting for? What?
It's 51.49 a day, honey.
What you
gotta
What are you counting for?
You owe me a percentage.
That's superficial. Then okay, bring it up with the kids. They look at it like the mom is supposed to, take care of the kids and the household and all that. But the father is important too. His contribution, disciplining the kids and starting instilling discipline guidelines and structure. The mother is there to love not only the children, but the husband as well. It shouldn't always be about her and the kids. It should be about everybody. Well, everybody happy, everybody functioning, everybody on that positive up frequency. Not that the dad, you know what I'm saying?
But there's a lot of people that think that it could be on a positive frequency if you're giving 80 and I'm giving 20.
Right. They comfortable with giving
Some
less of
people think
themselves.
that. Some people think that.
Giving less of themselves. But that's the whole thing. Your strengths should complement their weaknesses and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? We all have a niche in things and we're better at certain things than other people. So whatever the situation, the interaction may be, when it's your time to step up and take the reins, then handle that.
Yeah.
Now we gotta look at each other and be like, hey, you got it? Like, no, you should, you know what I'm saying?
If you are in a relationship, and you're in a 50-50 relationship, your relationship is ass. Because if 50-50, what about when Johnny ain't got 50 today? And I mean 50 mentally, 50 spiritually, 50 lovingly. What about the day that Sarah ain't got her 50? Like, it's no possible way. It's not about 50-50. It's about us somehow figuring out 100. Hey, you only got 20 today. You know what? I'm going to give it. I got 80. I got 80 for you. It shouldn't be a 50-50 thing. 50-50 is the wildest shit in the world when you talk about a partnership. Like, that's wild. Like, no, there's no such thing. There's no way for a person to give their, that would mean a person's 100% is 50% of the relationship. So that would mean a person having to be able to give their 100% every day, every single day. Sometimes it ain't gonna happen. Sometimes you're gonna have a bad day at work. Sometimes them kids gonna drive you crazy. Sometimes you're gonna get that call, hey, you getting laid off. You're just gonna be having a bad day and you can't give your 100% or your 50% to the relationship. And that's why you should have a partner that's going to always uplift you and say, you know what, you ain't got 50 today. We're going to still equal this 100. We're going to still equal this 100. We're going to still stay solid. So if you're in a 50-50 relationship in 2024, you in some bullshit. I'm going to just keep it a buck with
you. Right. And ladies, I'm not bashing y'all or nothing like that. Stop beating your man up. Stop beating your man up. Let him be human. Be there for him. Be comforting. Give him that push, that motivation that he need when he walk out that door and go outside work. Don't make it always about you. Be versatile. Be emotionally intelligent. Be empathetic. Because men, when it comes to a woman, we're big on respect. Y'all big on love. If y'all give us that respect that we need, you damn for sure will get that love that you need 10 times fold. I can't speak on a woman aspect because I'm not a woman, but I'm speaking on the man aspect. Like, be there for us to where you are our comfort zone, to where we can be vulnerable, to where we can sit down and where the communication between both of us, not one way, the communication between both of us is super solid, that we don't feel weird, out of place, insecure, or judgmental or holding back because we don't want to let you know that human side, what you would say soft side, but the fact that we going through things and we need to vent, let it out. Again, like I said earlier, being individually, but then of course that will strengthen your man. When you tear your man down, that weakens him because he feels he has nowhere to go to recharge, to confide in, to let out what he need to let out, and then boom, he shook it off, and he back on business. Back on business, and that's especially in our community. But I'm saying to everybody, whoever your partner is, or whoever you cool with, your homeboys, your homegirl, you consider family or whatever, if y'all not there for each other and benefiting to where you all are winning and on the plateau going up, what is you doing?
People get comfortable and tend to surround themselves with, like you said, the in crowd or who they think is better in them. And then when they get in those relationships and those friendships, they realize, oh, this person ain't really what I thought they was. But you know what? They still in the in crowd, and they tend to settle. People settle for who they keep in their circle sometimes. Well, she got the same kind of likes as me. We both got the same fashion sense, but do y'all got the same morals? Do y'all have the same goals? Are y'all trying to both strive to better yourselves?
Right.
If that's not the case, then I mean, what are you really doing? What are you really doing?
Right. Right.
I, I
Yeah.
know you. I know. I had a question for you about something completely separate.
Go ahead.
I know we don't like to talk about the popular stuff, but and I'm not. I don't want to talk about the popular stuff. I'm just gonna bring it up to talk about something else. So the your man looked like he might be in trouble, and it hurt me to read all of the information about it. When did it become okay for you to be involved with something, and then all of a sudden, when shit hit the fan, you turn on the people that was always there for you? Dirk is in a bad situation, dog. I don't know if it looked like Dirk coming home, and it hurt more because of who it was. If Dirk got snaked by somebody else, it'd be one thing, but he got snaked by somebody that he considered family, somebody he took care of while he was in jail, took care of when he got out of jail, and it just sucked. I hated seeing that, and it made me. It actually made me thankful. It made me thankful for guys like you in my corner that I know that, oh, shit hit the fan. He not about to say, yo, I'm about to put on the wire. I get everything y'all need on BG. That was kind of wild, dog. He turning on somebody that was always there for you is wild. It's
But
wild.
that goes back to what I said earlier. Pay attention to who you got around you, who you dealing with, because like you just said, like having high grass and you got plenty of snakes around you. When you cut the grass, it's too late. They didn't already bit you. They didn't already bit you. Get out your own way. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a lot of the young.
Loyalty.
That was my main question. My main thing was I said he can't get out his own way. That was my main. That was the first thing I said was, yo, he
Loyalty. You don't
can't get
owe
out his own way.
nothing to nobody. You owe it to you and yours. If they're yours, they're going to show and prove that they're meant to be with you wherever you are in life. If you fronting everything depend on you, and they willing to put you in a situation to jeopardize how you feeding your family or keeping you from going home at night, locking your door, laying in your bed and kissing your kids good night, get the motherfuckers away from around you.
But this is the thing.
Wait.
Oh, Buddy was showing improving.
Right.
He was solid, and he appeared to
But
continue to be solid.
let's be
But he
honest.
wasn't.
Wait. Let's be honest. Footing the bill, and I ain't just saying financially. Footing the bill, where you got all these people around you waiting on your move, when you move, how you move. That should tell you something. Wait,
But I don't think
they
that's.
will be there and have their own things going on.
But they did. That's what I'm saying.
But
Everybody Dirk had around him though.
But
Money.
wait.
He set them up to make moves, and they made moves. He
But-
wasn't. He was the meal ticket, but he wasn't the meal ticket completely anymore. They was all making moves separately too.
First of all, not even just putting the fault on them. It goes back to self. Why put yourself in these situations?
Especially,
Wait, hold on. You learn, you again of evolving, you learn from your mistakes and learn. Let's be real of coming from the streets and having the poverty mentality. I ain't even gonna say the hood, I ain't even gonna say it. Having the poverty mentality. Once you evolve and you become when you put yourself in a different status, you personally have to change things, how you move, what you do, who you talk to, how you talk to. Because again, you are in this situation to where you're making all this money. You got all this business in front of you. So you have to, again, adapt to the circumstances in the situation. So nobody can snake you or put you in that situation. You got to pay attention to what's going on around you. Is the fact of any and everything else. Don't all put it on Buddy. Because yeah, Buddy. No. I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying. But I'm saying, like, Buddy is way wrong, but Dirk wrong as well because he should have did what was necessary. That's another thing. What I was just talking about. That's another one of those things to where we things that we don't want to let go. You can't be in places that you used to be when you got money and you got business about yourself. And then if you got a family as well, you got kids and all and everything, you can't be on the block. You can't be in the club. You can't be like, you can go and handle your business and have a good time, but you have to look at it as, okay, if you get caught in a situation, you lose. It's chess, not checkers.
But I don't. I think this was. I think this was an issue of he just felt like I had to do something. I had to do something, but I can't do it. I think he thought he did it the correct way. Hey, I'm not gonna have my hands dirty. But what he did was he let the paper trail come right back to him. That was the problem. He fell into the trap of, yo, you used to. I know you the bag now, but because you used to be the street guy, you gotta slide up on. You got to. And he got caught up in listening to the world tell him you have to do it. You got to do something about it. And like I said, one, I think he should have looked at it beforehand and said, you know what, I'm gonna miss my brother Vaughn, but there's too much big stuff going on for me to even get back into the street aspect of this. So I'm gonna leave it alone.
You reap what you sow.
I just have to leave it alone. I'm affecting many people. Dirk probably supports Dirk not bringing in income. Don't get me wrong; his music will still spin, and that money will probably still go to an estate. But Dirk not bringing in show money and income is not just affecting Dirk. Like that's how many kids, how many moms, how many aunts, how many uncles, like how many people you think he probably supports, all to say, you know what? We got one of y'all's after you got one of ours. And we gotta let that shit go, man. Some of that shit, like I've never looked at the quote unquote street guy and said, I don't understand why you're doing what you're doing because I grew up right there. I was right there seeing it every day. So I get why how street shit can get out of hand sometimes. I understand it. But in Dirk's situation, man, I just look at it and say to myself, man, you know what? I was in a world, did everything I could to get out of that world. That world still kind of creeps into this world, but I got to do everything in my power to stay out of that world for the rest. Like, who wants to, like, who came up in poverty, saw money, and said, you know what, I can't wait to get back to poverty? Like, has that ever happened in the history of the world? So the second you realize, you know what, poverty ain't for me, I don't like this, and you decide, you know what, I want out of this. The second you get out of it, you should never even consider looking back at it. Can things go wrong? Can people just put a lot of money into something and all of a sudden go bankrupt? Yes. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to make a dumb decision to
Right.
jeopardize the bag.
Right.
If the goal ultimately is to bring your family out of poverty or bring your namesake out of into a better life, and you've done that, just because you got there don't mean, okay, now the game's over. No, you keep evolving.
I maintain.
We learning every day. We evolving every day. We're becoming better selves every single day. Not, oh, I've reached my goal and now I could just be complacent. No, once you reach your goal, you keep going forward to the next one.
I tell people all the time, never get comfortable. Your life should stay uncomfortable. And when people are scared of uncomfortability, use that as your strength. Use that as your motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we talk about poverty or any situations that you be in. You can't halfway be into nothing. You can't be in one thing halfway and the other thing half and then think that it's going to work. No, it's either you get in one lane, you know what I'm saying, and be about your business, or you get in that other lane. You can't be in both. Because now you got to worry about traffic. You got traffic in two different lanes. You got two things going on. No, bro. Like, no. I mean, I don't. Of course, I wish the best for bro in the situation, but at the same thing too, it's good you said that. So this social media. Now you gonna say the social media, these electronic devices. I'm pretty sure everybody in the world, bro. We get to talk about stuff and pop up on your phone. They always listening. You get to tell me, oh, yeah, I want to buy this, or I want to do this. All of a sudden, that shit popping up on your damn phone. Then, like,
He wasn't even saying stuff on his phone though. Dirk got
no, but
songs.
they got texts and all that. But what I'm saying is,
Dirk actually got songs that, like, detailing the fact that it happened.
True.
Like,
True.
Yeah, this is
self-stitching. But what I want to touch on is these electronic devices. People do too dependent on them. They run their life. And then these youngins and any and everybody else, you want to put everything on social media. Like, you giving these people evidence. You giving these people probable cause. You giving these people, you opening the door for them. They ain't even got to knock. Don't get me wrong, I post things here and there, whatever, if I'm feeling the mode, but it's usually for motivation. But stop living your life on the internet and on that electronic device. Like, they are seriously invading our privacy at all times, and we too comfortable. So again, whatever type of lifestyle that you live, have and keep your privacy. Because having all these electronic devices around, ain't no privacy. And then, of course, we record and taking pictures, all that, whatever. And you put it on the internet, that's forever. That shit ain't going away. It don't matter if you. It don't matter.
You mean you can't delete it?
Like, no.
But what if I delete? What if I delete my Instagram? You mean
forever?
You mean they can still find that stuff? Damn. I thought I could just delete my Instagram though, money. I can't just delete it. It's still gonna be there. It's amazing where technology is gone, but we also have to evolve our thought processes as computers are getting smarter.
Be your own self. Use your mind. Again, going back to the social media, like, stop being brainwashed. Stop trying to be part of a trend. Like, everything that's put out there, that's not reality. People
90% of the time, it is not
be
reality.
standing on things that people post or people say or whatever. They don't even know if it's facts, bro. What like fact checking? Like people be putting out misinformation. Excuse me, all type of things, and then no accountability. Like, oh well, somebody posted that, so I posted what they posted. So who are you? You're an individual. You didn't use your mind. You didn't go to say, "Oh, is this the real thing?" Or
Everybody
you
want to be
have
first.
morals and ethics, and that they damn for sure we can agree is common sense is nowhere near common no more. People naive as fuck, and they think that their reality is the only reality. No, your opinion is just like any and everybody else having an opinion. Now,
No, what I think is right.
with facts, know the facts. You can't deny facts. You can't deny the truth. Someone's opinion or their perspective, that's not the truth or the facts. That's their reality. Other people's reality doesn't have to be yours.
Ooh. I don't want to talk politics. But somebody told me the other day the first thing we have to do, this was their exact word. First thing we got to do, all black people need to get on the same page. I said, "Huh? What do you mean?" I said that's not realistic to think. Why not? Why can't we all just agree on I said, but everybody's experience is different. Do you think that middle class middle class Brian, we'll use middle class Brian is going into an election or even deciding who should be the president the same way a millionaire is just because of the color of our skin? I said that's not realistic. We don't all value the same things. We don't all look for the same things in a president. And just because of the color of my skin, I'm not going to just say, hey, we should all say the same thing. We should all agree that one person is this and one person is that. I don't agree. I hate that stance. It takes away from my individuality. Damn it. What I think is one way. That don't mean it's the right way, but that's me. And that's because of the way I was brought up. It's because of how many children I have, because of the type of jobs that I want, the type of opportunities I want for my kids. But I can't expect uh, somebody of the same skin color of me as me that makes $1 million a year to think like me, nor can I think of a person with the same skin color as me that makes $30,000 a year think the same as me. We all have different experiences and different reasons why we think certain things are the best thing for the country. Hey, this is what benefits me. This is what benefits my people. This is what benefits me. Do I just go with the crowd or do I say what benefits me? I, I think it's weird to even consider the fact that we could ever all be on the same page. We can't all be on the same page. This is not going to happen.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And those of us who have a high school diploma,
I got one.
we learned in school that the president is picked by the electoral college. Every 4 years is red against blue, diversity against diversity, instead of all as one. First of all, the country that we live in is not it's a corporation. It's all for do. They all sit at the same table, make the same decisions to benefit them, not us. What they put on is a show to get you emotional. It's only to be like, okay, which one do you like better? We're going to give you which one you like better. But in all said and done, when it comes to the president, we don't choose. And we're idiots for believing and letting them go stir, letting them make us go stir crazy and be against each other, where we should be focused on, is everybody eating? Is everybody benefiting? Is there, like, it shouldn't even matter what race, what culture. It should matter if you're an American, for the betterment of an American. And I'm speaking on, I didn't serve. I'm a veteran. I'm appalled. I'm disgusted. Like, I ain't, like, it's a joke. And then for all these people to be brainwashed, and again, social media, all these things people say and what they doing and all of this, it's like, you clown in the circus. You part of the act.
It's sad. It's sad.
We supposed to be making them work for us, not we work for them. It's supposed to be, we supposed to control the government, not the government control us. The people that sit in them seats, in the Senate and the Congress and all that, we are supposed to determine who sits there, who, what they making decisions and what bills they passing. And I hate politics, and I ain't on it, but I am very aware of anything, everything going on in the world. And like I said, these people, they like, I be laughing, I be embarrassed, I be disgusted, I be any and everything, because the things that you come across, you like,
And that's
are you serious? Like, you not paying attention to the smoke screen?
Listen to all the emotions you said you go through just hearing about politics. That's not, all those emotions should not be invoked when you're talking about politics. Embarrassment. It makes you say, this is a joke. Sometimes it makes you say, is this a joke? And it's bad. I said, the thing I don't like about it is, when it comes to this, that's when we just see the most divide. We just see it's just divide. And I hate that for the country, because it becomes one group versus another group. And I don't mean black versus white. It becomes Republican versus Democrat. When, just like Money just said, it should be everybody trying to come together. Like, it's literally a fight for years straight of people. The leader of the free world, whoever's going to be the leader of the free world, who can diss the other person the best, who can make the other look worse. We are electing battle rappers. We are electing wilding out participants, man. Like, it's like whoever can tear down the other the most will win. But then it gets even worse, because once whoever becomes president, the people that supported the person that lost don't get over it for 4 years. For 4 years, the person who is president will be fighting against the opposite party. If Kamala wins, she's still gonna be having to try to convince Republican voters, hey, get on board. If Donald Trump wins, his whole 4 years, he's gonna be trying to convince Democratic voters, get on board. And they're both, whichever one is going to be, the opposite side will be stubborn, no matter what. No matter what, because they just don't get over the fact that y'all beat us. Not y'all beat us. Someone was selected to run the free world, America. Let's all get behind it. Why not? He's going to be there. Like, that's the thing. And I don't say he. Please do not take this as me saying I think Donald Trump is going to win. I'm just saying he or she. But no matter what happens, they're going to be in that position for 4 years, unless they do some crazy shit and get impeached, get kicked out. But for the most part, they're going to be there for 4 years. So imagine, I'm not saying that the president is your boss. I mean, at one point, he was both our bosses because we were in the military. But imagine going to your job every day. Every day you go to your job saying, yep, I can't wait to just go disagree with my boss. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just so annoying. It's annoying. Like, I would never want to be the president, but that point. I run. I get people behind me. I got this many people behind me. I got this many people against me. Oh, but I won. I edged out and I won. But these people that wasn't behind me is going to be kicking my back in for the next 4 years to prove that their person should have won. It's disgusting, man. I hate politics. I do try to stay informed, but I legit
Same here.
hate politics, dog. It's just nasty. It makes us look so bad, yo. Me and you have both lived overseas. I have people that hit me up from other countries saying, do you think this person's gonna get elected? It will be so bad. It's gonna be so bad. Oh, my country's gonna do this if this person gets elected, and if this person gets elected, my country's going. Really? That's crazy. When other people look at us and say, "Man, who y'all put in y'all seat is about to affect a lot of shit," and we know it's going to affect a lot of shit. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's like a sitcom. It's like, we the revolutions, they say, won't be televised, but the fuckery is being televised. Like it's we all watching the show. And it ain't just us in this country, but it's like you said, it's in everybody else. And they looking like, what's this? What's going on?
You ever say to yourself, damn, like, all I know, like, in our age bracket, we're the Reagan era on up. Do you ever ask yourself, damn, was it like this before them? Like, before we was here? Like, was George Washington, like, throwing jabs at whoever he was going against? Like, I be wondering, like, was it like this all along? But even the early on presidents that I remember in my childhood, I just don't remember it looking like this. I don't remember election time looking like this, man. I just want better. I really want better for America, man.
Not say I don't think about that, but I know it wasn't like that because this society, today's day and age, as citizens, we're too complacent. Like we let somebody else run the show, but then we let somebody else run the show, and then we complain about them running the show. If you was really worried about running the show, you would make sure the show is being ran how it needs to be ran. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't throw rocks, as you said with J. Cole. You can't call wolf. You can't, throw rocks and hide your hand. Like, we as individuals and as citizens, we need to stand up and we need to take care of our home and our own and all be on the same page. As a whole.
Yeah, now I agree with that. America as a whole.
As a whole.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you said
not
that.
Not separated, not not different communities, but being Americans, period. As a whole, we need to take back control. Like, it's a puppet show.
Bad, man. It's bad, man. But this week is it. This week is it. Y'all, hey, look, I'll encourage you. Get out there and vote. If you want to make a change.
If it was me, I would tell everybody not to vote.
It is. Wait, hold on. It is you. You talking right now. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying. I would tell everybody not to vote, because then if every American citizen said nope, they're gonna have to show and prove. They're gonna have to do something.
But that's not realistic.
You're right. It's not realistic. But what I'm saying is, as again, taking control back in the aspect of we standing on 10 toes, like, all together, then what's going to happen?
That we're going to have a president. Or they'll put somebody there. Then we're going to be really mad as Americans.
No. What we going to be mad for? Because that's how it goes in the first place.
What do you mean?
They have fooled us into thinking that we have control over that, and we don't.
Money, you
We
ain't
have control over who sits in the seats at Congress and the Senate, but when it comes to
you preaching to the choir.
POTUS,
Trust me,
like
I agree.
we have no control of that. Because then once we see that, okay, now we have a total understanding, like, okay, so all that nonsense and bullshit we was doing, being at each other's throat or against each other rather than coming together, we will understand, like, okay, now just we see the way this works. And again, that goes with life as well, with lessons, with things that go on in our lives right now. You don't know until you go through it or you do it. That woulda, coulda, shoulda, that overthinking, you letting your insecurities, your setback, you the things that you feel that you are not 100% in, you're withholding, and you instead of taking them steps forward, you stand still. Again, like I said earlier, embrace the unknown. Use that as your strength and as your motivation. Well, I use traveling for an analogy. But somebody had told you they went somewhere, and you like, well, they racist over there. I don't want to go there because this, that, and the other. You won't know until you try it. You going off somebody else's thoughts or somebody else's opinion. That ain't no truth. Then you could go and say, okay, man, I went there, but that wasn't my cup of tea. I like this or I like that or whatever the case may be, then boom, you good. But going off what somebody else is saying or what somebody else is feeding you, be individual. But at the same time, individually using your mind, but being together as a culture. I'm not racist, but I deal with racism when it's brought to me. I respect any and everybody, but I demand my respect at the same time. And it don't matter what color you is, what your gender, or none of that, your beliefs, all that. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and their opinion does not have to be your fact. Being emotionally intelligent is very important. Looking out for those in the time of need is very important. Letting things out is very important. It's called being human. We like today's day and age is like we're damn robots. Everybody, people are supposed to be emotionless or supposed to care about anything what everybody else say and do, and that's supposed to make them feel and do who they are individually. We all came in this world alone, and we're gonna die alone. Be a contribution to something. Compliment any and everything. If you're not complimenting something, you're not making things better. What are you doing? That's a part of life of being evolving, getting better, improving, standing still. Idle time is the worst enemy, as they say. What are you doing with your time and your energy? Are you invested in yourself? Are you invested in your kid? Are you invested in your husband? Are you invested in your wife? Are you invested in your immediate family or those that are not blood but it is family? What are you contributing to? You're a leech? You're a parasite? Don't be that. That means being selfish. It's all about you. If you're out here only for you, you got a lot to learn, but plenty more to lose. And that's guaranteed. Because you got to be able to play the tricks of the trade. But the barter system, networking, you got to give something to get something. You being handed something. Let me tell you something like how I just like, I was going to say hate, but that's a strong word. I just like when somebody gives me something. And with kids these days, where they give me, or they say I won't. When you earn something, you know where it came from. You know what you had to do. You cried, you bled, you sweated, you almost gave up. You was at your last step, and then boom, you just stepped up the ladder or the stairs. Earn your keep. If you ain't about, I live my life as all or nothing. I'm not gonna halfway do shit. I'm either gonna do it, I'm all the way with it, or I'm not. And I'm not gonna make no excuses. I don't feel that I don't have to give nobody an explanation unless you're worthy enough. If you are not giving, contributing, and making things, people, the situation better, you need to take a serious look at your life. And why are you here? Are you just existing? Doing that will make you more of a better person than you could ever imagine. And don't be hitting the clicker, counting as many times you done been there and you doing something for somebody else. If you looking to say, hey man, remember I did this for you, I don't want it. And that's what people do too. They like to hold it over your head. Be like, hey, remember when I did? Or you ain't say this when, like, why are you speaking on that? Do it genuinely. Be genuine.
Most people do stuff for a hand clap, dog.
Because it's the word clout, what have we seen? Like, cut it out.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
A lot of people just want look at what I did. Look at me. Remember when I look at me? Look at what I did. A lot of, like you said, most people in today's society want to be seen and not heard. And guess what? You stop looking so good after a while. I'm just gonna be honest. But your words and how you lead this earth is gonna stand true by how you carried yourself. So, like Money said, man, if you live your life that way, man, you'll realize you're being a productive member in society.
Right.
What
Well,
else you got in your mind, dog? We
um,
we keeping it short. We keeping it short for these, or what we doing? I can
no, I'm gonna touch on something else, and
go
then
ahead.
if you want to say something else, then you can close it out.
All right, go ahead.
Um, I am a disgruntled father. And I'm not disgruntled because I don't want to be responsible. I'm disgruntled because my contributions are limited and controlled because of emotion. When, ladies, a father is just as important to a child as a mother is. And when you use your child as a bargaining chip, I said bargaining chip, you don't lose or he loses, the child loses. Then the child have resentment and they grow up missing out on things that they can learn from both parents and be a successful, thriving human being. And that goes for male child and female. A woman can't teach a boy how to be a man, just like a man can't teach a girl how to be a girl. But the fact of the man, the father being in the son's life is he shows him what it is of being masculine. What is his role in his life to provide for the women in his life? A father's role to his daughter is to show her again what masculine is, where a man stands when it comes to a woman. These young men out here are very, very, very lost, and they're very, very, very feminine. And I'm not saying like gay or none of that. I'm saying feminine is the things that they act and how they move is very feminine, like because they haven't had a man in their life. I didn't. My sperm donor wasn't there for me. I had a stepfather, but the streets ended up becoming my daddy, and I had to learn how to become a man on my own. I failed quite a bit, quite a bit. It was a recycle. The cycle is ongoing. My daughters have. I'm in my daughter's life, but not how I want to be because of the decisions and things that were done on the mother's side and me. But I'm not using that as an excuse. I take full responsibility for who I am and what I've done. But I've always been there for mine, however I can be. And the aspect of the times changing, or when we look at our parents, of both if you had two parents in your life or you was in a single parent household. Our parents did the best they could with what they had. But realizing and knowing that their way of doing things and you doing things is not the same. Try to be more involved. But at the same time, set aside your differences. If y'all don't want to be together no more, you don't like him, you don't like her, whatever the fact, like, let that be. It should be about the child. Because both parents are important in their development and becoming, excuse me, a functioning human being.
That
Wait,
this
wait,
was
wait.
actually a part of the conversation that I had the other day with the guy that I told you we didn't know where he was at. That was another situation. They
Then
mom,
you,
go ahead.
then you grown boys, not grown men. You grown boys is out here ducking and dodging responsibility. You should be ashamed of yourself. While you're in the mix, the same energies you put in the mix, getting it in, the same energy that you should put in taking care of that child. Because you are very important of being in that child's life. And not being man enough to take that responsibility and do what you need to do, you're a bum. You're a bum. But those of us that are not in our children's lives because of the situations you have with your mother, um, I wouldn't say try harder, try a different way.
I was going to say keep trying.
Yeah, yeah. Don't,
Keep.
don't don't
I
stop.
want.
Don't ever give up. Try a different way. And then when that time it is, when your child, either sex, is old enough, be adult enough to have a conversation with them of explaining your side, not faulting the other, but then putting in that work and working from there. Let's try to establish whatever you can of the relationship and be there the best way that you can be.
My biggest thing is, man, kid ain't no kid ever asked to be here. Um, so when a man and a woman decide to lay together, no matter how it ends up, if it ends up with a kid, y'all locked in. Y'all main priority should be the well-being of that child, not hey, I want us to work. If we don't work, this shit over. This whole well-being of the child shit don't matter. How does that all of a sudden not be at the forefront? It's some people that the second they break up with they baby mom, they baby father, oh now it's time to just slander that person, make it as hard on that person to see the kid. Hey, I want to put them on child support too. It doesn't have to be like that. Like co-parenting is, I'm not gonna say it's easy. I'm not gonna act like it's easy because I've never had to do it. So I'm not gonna act like I know what it's like. But I have seen success stories, and I saw how it affects the child's life. And I've saw stories where the guy made it hard on the girl, or the girl made it hard on the guy to be involved completely in the lives of the child. And I've saw those go down bad. I've never seen a situation where, yo, the co-parent situation was good and it just didn't work out. No, it usually works out if both parents are willing to say, you know what, let's say our differences aside and meet at the one thing that we know we love. We thought we loved each other. We thought we wanted to, we got that wrong. But one thing we can't get wrong is this person we put on earth. We can't get this wrong. That's how I
Right.
feel with my kids. I can't mess that up. I feel like that's the biggest test that God gave me. I've had I've had big situations in life that I had to get through. I've had times where I thought it was over. I thought, yep, this is it. I screwed up. But the one thing I refuse to fail at is fatherhood. And like seeing my kids grow is so amazing to me. And I wish that every father got to experience what I get to experience with my kid. But then I also wish that every father realized how amazing it is.
Right.
Because there are fathers that are trying that can't get in, and they realize it already. The ones that aren't trying to be a part of their kids' life, like I wish you could understand how fire that shit is. Like how fire it is to be a father. How fire it is to have someone look at you as if you're a superhero. Like my kids don't think there's anything I can't do. Like I don't think my children think I can't do anything. That shit is gas to me, dog.
Because you hear that, but why? You hear that, but why? Like they be like, no, you, where you keep it?
Yeah, like seriously, like I love being my children's superhero, and I just wish that one, I wish that every father that's not in their child's life by their choice realizes how cool it is, and then I also wish that every female or mother that is keeping that feeling from their child's father, just allow it, man. It's please, man. There's no reason to be like that, in my opinion. I would never understand a person that says you can't see your child. Wait, did you hear what you just said? You can't see your like you basically taking something from somebody. You can't see your child. Imagine me walking in your crib, hey dog, you can't watch your TV. But it's mine. What do you mean? What are you
Right.
talking about? So yeah, man. Ladies, please do better, and men, please do better. I'm not putting this all on the ladies. There's a lot of deadbeat dads out here, man. I know a few personally. Uh, I know a few that are personal to my family, i.e., the females in my family, and it just baffles me that people could put stuff before their children. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, like that's my flesh and blood. It's like that's I made something. Like I'm like imagine making something and just saying, yeah, shit, it's all right. It'd be all right. Look, you could do it. You take care of it. I'm all right.
Right. Shout out to those that take care of the responsibility and that they didn't make it. They didn't make their responsibility. The stepmothers, the
Oh, that's
stepfathers,
fire. Yeah.
all who step in and take care of the kids and the family, like it was theirs. Like they, you know what I'm saying? They was there from the beginning. Shout out to y'all, salute, because that's commendable. That
You
is
you
very commendable.
you've met my father. You've never met my sperm donor,
Right,
but you would never ever assume
right,
that that's not my father. I've never called my stepdad. I've never called my stepdad my stepdad. I don't even like to think of addressing him as a stepfather.
right.
Not I, I don't want to say it has a negative connotation to it, but I feel like it has the thing of, hey, he was just, hey, person that birthed you, that created you, wasn't there, and then your mother decided to get with another guy, and he just accepted you. I don't feel like he just
Right.
accepted. He didn't.
And
I wasn't just a part of the package with
right,
my mom, with my with, I'm gonna say it just for the show purposes, with my stepdad. That's my father. He made me a man. He took on that responsibility. So I echo what you say, man, because I know how big it could be for somebody who just wants a dad. Hey, I just want a dad.
Right.
For somebody to step up in that role, that's huge. That's huge. So shout out all the stepdads out there, man. Shout out all the ones stepping up when they don't have to. When they don't have to. Stepping
One
up
more
to the
thing
right
I
thing.
want to touch on, and I'll let you have it. Our community is gone since we're speaking on kids and everything else. How we came up, as a whole, as a community, that's no more. There's too many single parents out here. And again, like we just speaking about the fact of two people not getting along and they got their duties when they have their duties. And it shouldn't be that way. As a community, being an aunt, being an uncle, being big cuz, like whatever the case may be, we need to get back to that. Because a single parent or a two-parent household and how the times is changing with kids and everything or all that, like parents ain't gonna catch everything. And then the aspect of your children, they can trust and love a family member. It's not saying that they're gonna trust them or love them more than you, but they can be more comfortable with them and feel that they can speak freely or not want to make you mad or feel that you, being mom or dad, is going to look at them different or not listen to them. We need to get that back because all of us being involved in our kids' life, again, like I said, with the whole American as a whole, we need that back. Family is family. Family is everything. And either, like I said, single parent or two parents in the household, their struggles, that things that they go through as well. To where we're lightening the load for each other, but we all tuned in. We all tuned in. And that's not saying like I'm saying is letting somebody raise your kids for you. What I'm saying is that every everybody is not raised the same. Everybody doesn't have the same morals and ethics. Everybody, as we say, home training. Um, we don't all have the same qualities to invest in our kids, or the kids are going to become adults that's going to replace us.
I think you're trying to say it takes a village.
It do. We need that. We need that community.
I feel like that's what you're trying to say. I grew up in that type of
We
community.
need that back and stop taking everything personal. You know what I'm saying? When people get on you or hard on you, I say I'm the type of person. I show tough love. I had that compassion in me as well. I show that tough love. But like I tell my girls, and I tell any other kids around me or anybody that's younger than me, and even say my same age, man, you had a conversation all the time. I tell them, if you can't handle me, you can't handle the world. The world don't care. The world gonna eat you up and spit you out. Stop taking everything so personal. Be able to accept constructive criticism. Be able to accept that somebody recognized something that you can do better or you can do differently. Take what they giving you in consideration. Open your mind. As they say, closed mouth don't get fed. A closed mind don't expand and be used. If you living on the same block and you only go on the same block or you go to the same store all the time, that's all you know. You don't leave the state. You don't leave your county. You have it on the country, so you have no idea what the rest of the world is out there got going on. But I'm using that as an example or analogy. But be accessible to constructive criticism. And as we spoke on other podcasts as well, take the help. Accept the help. Times these days is super crazy. super crazy. There's so much shit going on, and there's so much things that these kids is exposed to that I'm sure and seen it and know it. If it's uncomfortable for us adults, it's definitely sure super uncomfortable with them. And don't get mad or judgmental or feel a certain kind of way if either side of being a parent or being a relative or somebody you close and cool with that your child has established trust and a different relationship with. Accept that. Let that be. Of course, pay attention to the weirdo shit as well. Because there's a lot of weirdo shit going on these days, and our kids is way more exposed to things that we weren't exposed to. That what parental advisory? There's no parental advisory these days, and I feel very bad me having all girls that any and everything that these young girls, little girls, is seeing, and they're supposed to be okay, exposing themselves like this. Then the young men, again, going back to earlier, being emotionally acting feminine, and then thinking that certain things or not being able to communicate and go through the emotions, process it, and get outside of it, evolve. They going out here and shooting up any and everything, killing, ending their lives just like that. That like they have no direction. Remember the after school programs we had when we was coming up, the boys club. They had all other type things that you could have. You would some type of community you were a part of to where you could be a kid, like
That's
you
how.
can enjoy life.
That's why when you said bring back family, I said no, just bring back community. Like I try to still keep that type mindset. Well, I try to keep that same mindset in my family because the people really close to me, you know what they call you. What my kids call you?
No money.
Uncle Money. Y'all respect Uncle Money. Uncle Money, if Daddy ain't here and Uncle Money here, Uncle Money got the same jurisdiction as Daddy. And that's how I was. I mean, when I was, if Mama was home at work, 2 doors down, Miss Douglas, the same way my mom could tell me take my ass in the house, Miss Douglas could tell me take my ass in the house. The same way my mom could say all them kids can't be on the porch, Miss Douglas could say all them people can't be on your porch. And we definitely need to bring it back overall. But I kept it. I kept it. The people that's really close to me, I make sure that my kids know, hey, look, that's such and such. When they tell you to do something, you need to make sure you do it. When I'm not around, you need to be listening to these adults. And I don't think that that's a thing. Now kids ain't listening to nobody not called mom or dad or nana. If you ain't mom, dad, or nana, they ain't listening no more. They just don't listen. I think your mom told me a story one time. She said, "Oh no, they knew. If Namani acted fool when he was a kid, they got the same jurisdiction as me. But when I get home, he gonna get it too." Your mother has told
Right,
me these stories,
right.
but it's like that don't happen no more. And it's crazy. I don't know if I told you the story yet, but it just happened yesterday, Halloween. I just so happened to be walking out of my house to go trick or treat with my kid. But I said, let me go put the candy on my porch and put a little sign and say, take 2 pieces.
Right.
So I put the candy out. I walk across my lawn to go trick or treat with my kids. And then I notice as I'm walking down my lawn, walking up my lawn, on the other side, is a whole bunch of kids. All right, cool. They see the basket. And I'm fine with it. But I notice they running up like they about to hit a lick. Let me stop walking.
Right. And see
Let me
what's
stop
going
walking and see
on.
what's going on at my crib. So I just stop and I'm staring because I'm thinking that they saw me walk off the porch. They think I'm trick or treating. They don't realize I live there. So I sit there and watch. First 2 kids literally grab their bag and start. All the other kids start running behind them. I say, "Yo, what y'all doing?" Hey, that's my crib. I know you can read. The sign say take two. I say, yo, it's little kids out here. Y'all taking away from their experience of happy Halloween, trick or treat. And y'all just gonna take all the candy out my bucket? I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. No, you're not. You're sorry that I caught you.
Right.
And the worst part about it was the parents was right there on the sidewalk watching.
They ain't say nothing?
Didn't say a word, but I made sure to bark on them kids crazy. I made sure. I wanted one of the parents to say something to me.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I'm gonna make sure these kids, I'm yelling. I'm not cursing. I'm not cursing at the kids, but I'm making sure to raise my voice and tell them how wrong they was. So one of their parents could say, hey, you don't gotta talk to my kids. Like, well, let me talk to you.
Right.
And let you know that you sitting here allowing your kids to empty out somebody's whole Halloween candy. It may seem small, but that's stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's teaching your kids, yo, when ain't nobody looking, because
do whatever I want. Right.
Think about it. Think about it. On Halloween, if you ring the bell, the person comes with the bucket, they hand you some candy, you only getting that. Even if they stick it out and say take your own, people usually only take like 2, maybe 3. But the second you don't have anybody over your shoulder watching you, you're gonna try to dump my whole bucket in your bag. I was ready to take that little kid head off. And when he's, I'm so sorry. No, you're not, man. No, you're not. And I said, bro, I'm just letting you know you don't got to do that. I said, every house in this neighborhood got candy. When you go home, your bag is going to be full no matter what.
Right.
Why you guys steal? And I don't want to say steal because, I mean, the candy was free to everybody. But it's like you're a teenager and you find that funny. But your little brother, who couldn't have been no older than maybe 8, all he's seeing is, ooh. So what you telling me is, if nobody looking, do what I want. Right. That's what you teaching your little brother.
No integrity.
Dog, that shit pissed me. I was so mad last night, dog. And I said, damn, am I turning into that old head that get angry over some? Right. I don't want to be Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace. But I'm also not going to sit back and allow the youth turn into hoodlums. Don't get me wrong. Was I a great kid? Did I do fuck? Yes, I did. Right. I did. But guess what? When I did it and an adult saw me, it got corrected. So now that I'm an adult, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry.
Right.
I know teenagers going to be teenagers. I know kids going to be kids. But I was a teenager and I was a kid. I did bad. When I got caught doing bad, I was corrected. And I was going to correct them kids no matter what, man. That shit really pissed me off, dog. Right. Oh, I was mad. I was heated. I was heated. They said, go ahead.
Have integrity and accountability. Do the right thing no matter who's looking and who's not. That's the type of individual you should be. And then taking accountability. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Accept that you're being wrong. Learn from your mistake.
Nobody's perfect.
Right. Move on. That's part of life. But when you just do shit, and then you don't want to acknowledge that you knew that you was wrong, and then try to make an excuse, like you said, like, oh, just like you said, you wasn't sorry. Don't be sorry. Be careful. Like, but you knew what you was doing, and you only acted like that because you got caught. If you wouldn't have got caught, you wouldn't have even worried about the fact that you did what you did. You're like, oh, it's all about me. I'm gonna get and do what I want, and I ain't worried about nothing else. No, that ain't. And again, it ain't just a little kid. That's how society is right now, bro. And that shit is draining and disgusting.
And that's why I really addressed it, because I said, if you're doing something as small as this as a kid, it's only gonna make you a worse adult. That's all I was trying to. The message I was trying to convey. Like I was mad, but I really wanted him to understand. Yo, you ain't gotta do that, bro.
Right.
Like, there's literally every house in this neighborhood got candy. You are going to leave with a bag full of candy no matter what.
Right.
What are you getting by emptying my bucket into your bag? I almost lost my mind. And like I said, it made me even. The two things that sent me over the top for real was the parents was there, and then the one of the kids that said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, you're not, bro. You're not sorry. If I didn't catch you, you wouldn't have been sorry. You did what you wanted to do. But
Right.
guess what? You do what you want to do it in front of my house, I'm a correct you. I don't care if your parents did. If your dad want to holler at me, we could talk. We could talk. If you feel
Right.
like I overstepped my boundaries and you want to holler at me, we could talk like men. But I'm not about to sit back and let that happen, especially when my children can see from a distance what's happening. I don't want my children to think that's cool. So no, I don't regret what I did at all. Everybody was saying, damn, ain't nobody gonna want to come to your house for Halloween.
But that's all right though. But see, that's the thing too. When you what you were just saying about the parents, for the parents to condone or make excuses rather than discipline or correct the situation. And then they look at you like, oh well, kids gonna be kids, or something like that. Like, no, if your child was in the wrong, you being the parent, you should be able to say, hey, this, that, and the third, and hey, this was wrong. You shouldn't do that. You should do this. You should correct it.
No,
But yeah,
don't tell them nothing. Don't tell them nothing. Tell them to just get their bail money ready for a couple years. hey, hey, real quick, man. This was very, very impromptu. I was sitting here chilling, watching the Minnesota Denver game, and my dog Money hit me up and said, "Yo, what you doing?" I said, "Just chilling." He said, "You want to jump on right now?" And y'all know me, I love being in front of the camera, so of course I said yes. He said, "I just want to chop it up. I got some stuff I just want to talk about," and I hope you was able to get everything you wanted to off your chest tonight. But you know the floor is always yours. This platform is always open to you. But I wanted to say that to say this, man. If anybody ever just want to chop it up with me, it don't always got to be topics. It don't always got to be the popular things going on in the world. Y'all see me and Money just sat here for an hour and a half, just having conversation. Maybe we dropped some gems. Maybe we gave y'all some game. If you take something from it, that's what I want. If you don't, then it is what it is. But
right,
I'm gonna continue to keep putting out as much content as I can and giving the little bit of game that I learned over these 41 years, and bless y'all with these people that I was able to meet over my 41 years, like my brother Money, who's always got good insight on shit. So I appreciate you for sliding through. I appreciate you for hitting me up and asking me to do this because I don't know if I was gonna do a show this week. But I'm
right.
glad I did. I'm glad I did. Any closing words before we get out of here?
Be yourself. Get out of the matrix. Use your mind. Go by your heart, and be very, very cognizant of your emotional intelligence. We weren't taught that coming up until this definition was used. We didn't know what it was. Be able to read the room, the situation, and other individuals, and contribute to something. Don't
And
always be looking to take something from it, because the more you give, the more you receive. And don't be given to get something back. Give it and be genuine, be solid, be real, and love yourself.
fact, if you are giving your all to something, more than likely you are bettering yourself. If you are bettering yourself, then more than likely you are bettering the world.
Right.
With that being said, man, this was the random one, episode 16 of BT What We Talk About. I got my brother Money with me, and we out. Appreciate y'all. Holla at me.